Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunana. Tonight's topic is Vedic Astrology and Inner Healing. Now, joining us still is Miss Kanchan Sadhwani. We've said goodbye to Ronnie Bernardo, but joining us is a member of our studio audience, Mel Dizon, who is a tourism professional, tourism educator, among other things, many things. Good evening, ladies. Welcome back to our third and last segment. Now, before we start our discussion on this, a little introduction first about Mel. Mel, tell us who you are.
I'm a tourism educator. I teach full-time in FEU. And I've been really wanting to witness this because I know that there's something in me, but I cannot express it quite well. Do I remember?
My question, Mel. Okay, you are a devout Christian.
Yes.
You are a Christian.
I'm a Christian.
So, how do you? Is there any conflict with doing this and your Christian faith? Because I know you're a very devout Christian. You're Bible reading, Bible quoting Christian. How do you now? Because in the Catholic faith, sometimes there would be priests or nuns who would frown on this. They'd say, this is maybe this is not recognized by our church, yadida yadida. How do you now reconcile your faith with this?
Me, basically, it depends probably on the person doing it. If I see, let's say that their life is good, so
Yes.
that's how maybe I just use whatever it is that I feel. Because usually if you do something that is bad, it manifests. So there's this gut feel that I'm supposed to be here.
No, but as a devout Christian, believe in Jesus Christ, believe in the Bible, all that. How do you now reconcile, fairies and angels and things like that? I mean,
but they are
they're also.
I mean, even ghosts are mentioned in the Bible. Even dead people. I remember there's this story about Lazarus. They said that
He was
Raised from the dead. Yeah.
And there was also this, I think, time when they called some spirit and then something like that. So those things are also being,
So as a Christian, you're very open-minded to things like this. Okay.
Because I've read about it.
Now, Kanchan, about your practice, how many sessions does it take? Let's say if you have people with issues and they go for inner healing with you, how many sessions do you usually conduct?
It depends on the requirement of the client. Some of them like to come for angel card reading every few months because as they make the changes in their life and they've shifted certain areas, then they want to come and see now what's the next step best suggested for us. So they keep coming 3 or 4 times a year. And some come just once a year, but it depends on their own requirement.
I can see why. I mean, this is a journey, as we talked about in the second segment. You show them a guide, but then, it's the person who has to walk through the door. You can show them the door.
Yes.
The person has to walk through it, but it's a continuing journey.
Yes.
And I guess, all these issues are things that are built up over years, maybe even decades, and so it's not something that you can fix probably in one session.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
And maybe sometimes they may not even take angel card reading, then they might take the aura scan, or they may take meditation, or they may take other modalities of healing to learn self-healing and go into that. Then they also complement it with their doctor's prescription, their medications, especially if they have blood pressure, they will continue with their tablets, maintenance, but then they'll complement it with this to give them the emotional support.
Yes. Now, let's talk about aura scanning. You have this little device here.
Yes.
What does this do exactly? Then talk about aura. I mean, quickly.
The picture that I have here of the aura scan.
Just hold it up.
Yeah.
I would hold it up for
Just
our
hold it
audience.
this way.
So, like this.
Yeah, I would basically just hold this machine and go over the areas which have the color with that machine. That shows me the frequency that your energy is showing as I hold it near you, which is typed on the keyboard of the computer, showing me the color on the screen of the computer, which I print out and then give the reading to the person. And this will basically show you from the inner 7 chakras inside and the front and the back, where the blocks are or where relatively you have chronic issues pending, what you should address, what is your high area, what is your good focal point, that strengthen it further to bring the balance on your weaker points and to come up
Okay. Now, these colors, I see there's yellow, red, green, orange. What do these mean exactly?
Each one has a meaning. Green shows basically that you're in the middle of a transition, either going towards a negative or the positive. So those are the areas, and if you see it right above the person, so this would show me that the person is blocked or blocking herself at the present moment towards receiving divine messages or God intuitiveness.
Okay.
And if she's blocking it, that means she's holding some negative thought pattern. So my job would be just to guide her that you are holding this.
These
release.
areas,
Yes.
and these specific areas, and then,
And you're even hearing
Yeah.
it because it's near the ear.
wow, wow.
So this is how I would
And
go.
so it really works with what you're doing with the cards, because
Complements it.
absolutely, because then it gives you an idea where the
Yes.
areas that you have to focus on with the person, where the issues are, where the blocks are, where the negative energies lie.
The person may ask me, can I do an aura scan with you? Can I do an angel card reading? And can I do a Vedic chart reading? That means they want to know for this year, what is my cards holding, my Vedic chart holding. And this will show them where the actual block is, because this is not a card that they picked up. This is their energy.
The actual energy
Yes.
scan.
This is their energy, and this is the frequency recorded by the. So how accurate is this machine? I go 80 to 85% accurate.
Those are good odds.
And yes,
80 to 85.
so
sure.
when they have the card reading, they see this fits into this area, and then they see the Vedic chart reading for that year also is complement. They look at it like a jigsaw puzzle, all falling into place.
No, that's absolutely what it is. It's getting all the pieces
Yes.
scattered around, and then you put it together, and then finally, voila.
It's
pe-
there.
People can see it.
The-
Okay. Before we go to the demonstration of the card reading, quickly, you mentioned the first segment that ego is a big part of the problem of many people. Now, how do you? You said it forms the basis. Now, how do you fix that? The ego problem.
Each one has to be aware, am I coming from self-love, am I coming from unconditional love, or am I coming from personal gain in this situation?
Okay.
You have to question yourself, and you have to be aware of it.
Okay.
Am I doing this for what reason? What is my purpose?
Okay. Thank you. Now, we have a few minutes left. Let's start now with the card reading, and then Mel will be our subject.
Ready, Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it. Now, tell us what
This is the fairy card reading,
okay.
and I'm going to just spread it out here in front of you, Mel. You're going to just pick up one. You may put your hands on it, close your eyes, and say your own silent prayer. Pick up one card which is going to be the message of the day for you.
Okay, Mel, you're on. Which card speaks to you? All right.
Creative expression. And I suppose you are in that field already.
Bingo.
Yes, you are in that field. And yet the message of that is that you need to expand yourself with this field to give yourself more satisfaction and creativity, to bring out more potential which is still subdued or left dormant. Exploration on that area.
With all the colors on her outfit now, I can't see how we can get more expressive, but no, that's Mel.
Inner
That's her
expression.
inner expression.
Inner expression.
Inner expression.
But that's the area which you need to still dive further into. It's creativity is self-expression, but it can come through singing, drawing, writing, journaling.
I have talambuhay.
What's that?
My scrapbook.
Okay.
I wish you brought it so we can show the audience. Huh?
I have scrapbooks too. So there you have, it's like a vision board.
Yes.
What you want will manifest as
Exactly.
long as you energize it with the intention. Here, I'll ask you to pick
Another
up 5 cards.
5.
Yes.
Okay, Mel, not too long because we're
Okay.
Yeah.
on the clock.
Yep.
1,
This is the card I talked about, and she's picked up that card.
2, 3. Okay, 2 more. 4
The card that I told you earlier on.
The dual
Yes.
duality.
And she's picked that as her soul card, and that's her inner conflict, which usually Mel will face conflicts because what she thinks from her perspective to be right is not always the case. She needs to look at it from the other person's point of view, and that will give her the clarity of the bigger picture of the situation.
Which you're going to show now.
But actually, when she was, when you were talking about it, I was there. I also felt that I'm gonna get that card.
And she picked it up, and she picked it up as her soul card.
The soul card.
You see, she felt it, and she attracted that to come out forefront to wake her up from that. And this becomes her main card because this is her soul.
Okay.
This is how she needs to address it.
Okay.
And this is her on earth doing what she needs to do, the message. This is how she's going to address it. And this is going to complement it.
Okay, so quickly tell us a story.
The story is that Mel has to look at, let's just put A. A is disturbing you. There is a situation, a person or an event, whatever it is. A is the cause of Mel's disturbance. Mel has to not look at it from her point of view, but from A's point of view. And if she can fit into the skin or the shoes of A and look at the scene from that point, she will be at peace with making a better decision for herself and for the entire project or purpose. Mel has to address that first and foremost. That's within her own healing, and that will come through creativity. Something that will connect this way. This becomes your answer, which is going to, if you are able to contact that part of you and look at the bigger picture as A being right also, with no judgment, then...
Is that particularly like a person?
No,
or
that's why I said a situation or an event. It could be anything that's a block with you right now. There is an existing block which needs to be addressed in this manner. If you are able to understand what I'm saying within yourself, you will be able to look at that situation from that angle, dissolve the judgment, which leads you that you're going to be in the right time then to visualize an expansion, because an expansion is coming up then. If you're able to release that blockage, an expansion is there. But you need to deal with this with a little patience, because now is the time to learn. You need more information about this situation also. You need to gather more information, you need to study, you need to find more the whole picture before jumping into it also. So it's a time to study, gather information, to collect more knowledge about it, to get the picture and better grasp of it, because the time is right. But this is the process, and it is through this expression, which leads you to your desired outcome. If you are angling for, let's just put one word, promotion, okay? Then this is the way to get that promotion. Look at the other conflict that is there in the situation, because the time is right, but this is the needed aspect to have the growth where your desired outcome will be there then. The promotion is there on hand. And from your ancestors, your lineage tree, they're saying you deserve the best. Reach out for the stars, dream and desire. That means go for it.
Very nice. Okay, ladies, very enlightening, and I'm sure our audience has now learned a lot about what inner healing and, of course, the angel cards are all about. But we've run out of time, unfortunately. But before we go, please give us your contact details for those watching now who want to experience this as well.
Okay. Well,
email or whatever. How can they get in touch with you?
My email address is drupati2002@yahoo.com, and Drupati is spelled as DRUPATI 2002@yahoo.com. My cell number is 0917-791-3369. But I would appreciate a name being texted to me, not just randomly, because then I won't respond.
Okay. Okay, lovely. So, ladies, thank you very much for coming to the show, and we're going to feature you, of course, Kanchan, your other advocacies, maybe a week from now or 2 weeks from now, because very interesting stuff. Mel, thank you very much for coming to the show and for giving us this opportunity to see the card reading in practice. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed our Vedic Astrology and Inner Healing here in Philippines Uncut. Join us again here on the show where we talk about matters to you because you guys matter the most. I'll see you next week. How do you now reconcile your faith with this?
Me, basically, it depends probably on the person doing it. If I see, let's say, that, their life is good, so,
Yes.
that's how maybe I just use whatever it is that I feel. Because usually...
Vedic Astrology and Inner Healing. Now, joining us still is Miss Kanchan Sadhwani. We've said goodbye to Ronnie Bernardo, but joining us is a member of our studio audience, Mel Dizon, who is a tourism professional, tourism educator, among other things, many things. Good evening, ladies. Welcome back to our third and last segment. Now, before we start our discussion on this, a little introduction first about how do you, is there any conflict with doing this and your Christian faith? Because I know you're a very devout Christian, you're a Bible reading, Bible quoting Christian. How do you now, because in the Catholic faith, sometimes there would be priests or nuns who would frown on this. They'd say, this is like maybe this is not recognized by our church. Yeah, did Mel tell us who you are?
I'm a tourism educator. I teach full-time in FEU, and I've been really wanting to witness this because I know that there's something in me, but I cannot express it quite well. Do I remember?
My question, Mel. Okay, you are a devout Christian.
Yes.
You are a Christian.
I'm a Christian.
So. Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunana. Tonight's topic is Vedic